Hello everyone and welcome to another Historic video. So today we're taking a look at Kavaron combo deck in Historic format. This is the second time I'm making a video of this, and that is because today there is a Historic Qualifier that I'm going to be using this deck in. And I've been kind of testing this deck, not in best of 1, but in best of 3. So I wanted to play this in best of 3 qualifier, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to make it. So since the best of 1 is this weekend, I want to play this deck to see how this one does in best of 1. Because in best of 3, I have something like 18 and 4, something like that. The deck is just absolutely busted. And I know best of 1 is a little bit different because in best of 1 meta, there's going to be a lot of auras, there's going to be a lot of persist combo decks. But thankfully, the Eldrazi has one of the most busted cards called Kha'Zix Command. If you pair this card up with something like Ugin's Lab or something like Eldrazi Temple, it actually becomes such an easy matchup because the Kha'Zix Command can not only get rid of a card on the battlefield, but also exile a card from the graveyard. And against Aura decks, we do have a lot of interaction spells, Kha'Zix Command, Ugin's Binding, and we even have Dismember main board. So we'll see how this one does. So thanks to that, I'm gonna be hopping over to some Historic Pass of 1 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on there. Alright, let's give this a go. Insta Q. Alright. This is an excellent hand, except we're looking for Ugin's Lab target. We see that Kavaron's consumed. Maybe. Greedy Freebooter. Alright, so this is a combo deck opponent's playing. I think we're gonna leave up a Consigned to Memory and might have to counter like a ETB effect here. Oh man, they have a great hand. I could counter this, but I think I might want to save for that 3 mana card. Like if they have that 3 mana card that gives them 3 energy. I mean not energy, yeah, this one. So we counter this so that they can't play something like a 2 mana enchantment that sacrifices. Otherwise they have an infinite loop, right? Okay, so unfortunately, we don't have a Ugin's Lab target. I can't quite go stock up here and then leave up Kha'Zix Command. So I think we have to just leave up a Kha'Zix Command for the Graveyard Exile shenanigan. I'll say we're not in a good spot. We're pretty far away from comboing. Yeah, this one, Chthonian Nightmare. So Chthonian Nightmare comes out. Sacrifice. Marionette. So if we actually didn't consign the Priest of Gix, we would have actually lost, by the way. Alright, so I think we just exile and a graveyard. Boom. Easy peasy. Still not out yet though. They still have 4 cards in hand. Okay, we just need Caverns Consumed now. No Caverns Consumed. I think I'm just going to get Ulamog and Null Drifter. And probably put the Emrakul there. This actually might be my final turn. Oh, that's really insane. If they have a Priest of Gix here, they win. Oh, thank God. If that last card was Priest of Gix, we actually lost here. So... First game, really difficult game. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, we got lucky here. We got lucky. We drew into Kavaron Consumed. Boom. Attack. Oh my God, we got so lucky. That was a last turn. You know? And next turn we got Null Drifter, and then that should be game. Right. I think this should be GG. First game, by the way. Really, really hard. Alright. This is an insane hand, by the way. This is the kind of hand that you want to see every single game. You have Ugin's Lab and the target. And you have Kozilek's Command. So, I think I'm going to ponder first. Oh, this is actually really good. We kind of want Dismember because opponent is playing Loris. We'll go like this. So next turn we can go Talisman, leave up a Dismember. Always exile the Emrakul instead of the Ulamog, if you have the choice. So technically, we can actually play the Kavaron's Consumed next turn. But the problem is, opponent goes to 1. So here, I think what I can do, since we have Dismember and Kozilek's Command, so 2 removal spells, I think we can actually bait out more cards opponent has, instead of casting this Kavaron's Consumed. Because if I cast this right now, they go to 1, and we still haven't won the game. And we have a Kozilek's Command, and that's it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bait out more stuff from opponent here. Because I want to also bait out opponent into going to 19. So here, I can potentially bait out opponent going down to 19. I think I'm gonna command the Giver Runes. So let's see if I can do that. Draw and then exile. Boom. We're also gonna pay. Okay. Excellent. We're gonna bottom that. So I need my opponent to play a 1 mana enchantment. Alright, excellent. I think we won. Yeah, unless they have, they're cheating and have like a Solitude in hand. Which isn't supposed to happen in Historic format. Boom. Alright. GG's. Alright. Although we were going second, we have a pretty fast start. We just need a Caverns consumed, then we're good. Yup. Or we could just die before set the combo up. Ugin's Binding. Consign. These are actually kinda bad. We're looking for a Caverns consumed. And there we go. Alright. Next turn. We should have the win. I mean, not technically, because we are going to be drawing 2 lands in a row, so I don't know. Like, we could be taking a lot of damage here. Boink. Yeah, so I don't have anything in my hand. Opponent doesn't know that. I mean, they could play it out, but since I don't really have anything here. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man, I can't believe they're at 1. And we can't draw anything but lands right now. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Man. What happened? What happened here? Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my god. I can't believe it. We're actually gonna lose. That's crazy. We've drawn only lands after casting this Caverns Consumed. That's crazy. We're actually gonna lose. Come on. Unbelievable. I mean, on the bright side, they can't use Chain Lightning because I mean, not unless opponent also has another like Wizard's Lightning. So we'll see. Oh my god. What a clowny game that was. Well. Don't think it's so bad going first with this kind of hand. So, do I want more lands here? I mean, I kind of do. But at the same time, I kind of don't. Maybe. Maybe. Seems like, you know, a valid combo deck. Yep. One, two. So Cossacks Command. Then I have 3 mana. So I can't quite go Null Drifter into consign this turn, right? I think I'm gonna try to draw something. Okay, I think I have to go for this next turn. Probably. I guess maybe I want to hide it. Two, three, four, five, six, and then we draw into Talisman for the 7th mana for the Null Drifter. Because I don't think they can combo. Because even if they get Tralasara plus Valdown on this turn, they can't technically combo here. Fragment Reality. Oh, that's kind of bad. Oh, that's kind of really bad. Okay, we drew a land. Woo! So another Green Sun Zenith coming out. And now the fun begins. Nice. Okay. This hand could be sketch. We're going second, but we'll see. Oh no. It's a combo deck. So we actually have to get like an Ugin's Lab or something. Eldrazi Temple is not gonna do it. Yeah, we have to shuffle. The Cosmos command is a little bit late. We need an Ugin's Lab. Oh my god, we actually got Ugin's Lab. There is a god! Still not over yet. Okay, that is their entire turn. So I'm not really sure if opponent plays a counterspell in that deck. I don't really know their list. I'm just going to assume that they don't. I can't quite stock up here, by the way. So, Persist or Life and Death are 2-mana cards. It looks like they're passing. So I still can't stock up, right? Seems like they're leaving up mana for something. It's probably Gaze. Surprised they used that instead of the other Gaze. Makes me think that they have a 1-mana interaction. The way they're leaving up stuff, it could be Consign? Is there a world where opponent plays a Consign in that deck? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, opponent's passing again. Like, what is that last card? Alright, I'm gonna stock up. Maybe I shouldn't have played that land. Immediately punished. Darn. We could have actually left up Kazakh's command for X equals 2 here. I'm gonna get Emrakul for the Kavaron and probably Eldrazi Temple. Alright. Opponent's leaving up another land here. I feel like it's either a Fragment Reality, which this deck does love to play. Yeah, I think it's a Fragment Reality. Death. Alright. Draw and exile. Yeah, I think opponent has a Fragment Reality. Yup. We'll see what happens. So, like I said, opponent is probably holding on to a Fragment Reality, so I am going to Caverns Consumed into an Emrakul instead of a Ulamog here. It can't be a counter spell because opponent didn't counter our Cosmos command, right? And this way, opponent can't interact with it because it's protection from colors. And this way, opponent loses all the lands. And this way, our second Cavern's consumed. Even if they did have a Fragment Reality, they wouldn't be able to do it because they don't have 2 cards to sacrifice. Alright, GG's. Alright. I think this hand sucks. It's way too slow. We're going second. We don't even have a Kha'Zix command. I think this is a mulligan. If this was a best of 3, I would have kept this hand, by the way. The only way this hand could become really good is if I ponder into Ugin's Lab plus a Kha'Zix command. But we don't have that. I think we have to get rid of a consign here. But this is my only interaction, kind of. Oh, we're against an Eldrazi, so consign actually would have been really good. Okay, not good. Not good. Well. Not a very good looking hand, is it? That, however, is though. So I put this in, Kha'Zix command for 1, and then we can Ulamog next turn? We'll see. It is a bit of a waste though, to just Kha'Zix command for 1 here. Okay, so even if they Kha'Zix command for 2, I am going to be annihilating for, 10 here, so... Let's just do this. Opponent could get... I guess opponent could potentially eat this up though. Like if they... Like they could Kha'Zix command here to exile this 1 token. But they might not do it. And they didn't. So we get to Caverns consumed here. Put an Ulamog down. Attack. And I guess they're going to X equals 2 here. Actually, this is the way they sequenced this was actually really good. Because they still have 2 tokens now. And they're going to take 16 damage. Maybe I should have kept the other Caverns consumed then? No, because I think I'm pretty sure I just drew this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I can't dismember. Because I think I would need this island next turn in order to play the Null Drifter. Right? I mean, it's definitely not over. We'll see. Seems like they also play Karn, so... And they got Sowing Myco spawn as well. Definitely not over. Unless we get another Caverns Consumed. I don't know what made me bottom the Caverns Consumed though. Yeah, I don't know. What made me bottom the Caverns Consumed? What happened? Maybe I just thought that I would just automatically win there? So I wasn't really thinking much? Maybe? Yeah, but definitely a mistake on my part. But there's a good chance opponent just loses here. It is a 4/4 flyer, and opponent only has 6 mana. Alright, apparently that is gonna be enough. Yeah, a little bit of maybe a kind of a nerve thing. Made a huge misplay by not keeping the Caverns Consumed. Alright. G to the G. Alright, so I was actually going to play this in qualifier, best of 3 qualifier, but I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to make it to the best of 3 one. So it's a weekend, so I decided to try to qualify for best of 1. And I know this one is pretty busted in best of 3, but I'm not really sure if it's busted enough for the best of 1. So I was kind of worried. So I checked this out today, and honestly, it was kind of broken. It was still broken, even in best of 1. And although I did kind of get lucky here and there, I also kind of misplayed. But despite all that, the deck was just way too broken. So let's kind of talk about the deck. This is Greenwire's Kavaron combo deck. And the reason why this works, even in best of 1, despite this deck, you know, not being able to combo very early, because in Historic, there's combo decks that are like winning on turn 3 or 4, things like that. This deck can be a little bit slower compared to those kind of decks, because having multiple like Ugin Slab and Temple doesn't actually help you cast the Caverns Consumed, because if you have 2 of these lands, it only pays for 3, which means you also need 2 more lands, like so. So at the very least, you're gonna need 4 lands together to combo with the Caverns Consumed, which means it's a turn 4 combo deck, right? But there are some decks that in Historic that are comboing on turn 2, which can be a little bit slow for this deck. Thankfully, we didn't meet too many of them, and I did get lucky being able to draw into Cosmic's Command for those kind of situations. I don't really understand why Cosmic's Command even exists, in my opinion. Like, this card is one of the most broken cards I think I've seen recently. Like, why is this an Eldrazi? Does anybody know why this is an Eldrazi? Like, the fact that it can abuse Eldrazi Temple is absolutely just busted. The fact that this deck has a built-in graveyard hate through Cosmic's Command is actually the reason why it can even function in best of 1. It is so busted because there's so many graveyard combo decks, as you've seen in the video. There's so many combo decks. There's Shifting Woodland, there's a Persist combo. So being able to play something like a Cosmic's Command is insane. Not to mention the Consigned to Memory, the triggered effect actually came in handy a couple of times. Not only were we able to get the Null Drifter out a few times, but also able to counter the ETB effects of a lot of the combo effects. So it was actually really, really sick that we were able to do that. But along with the Ponder, and along with the Stock Up, and Cosmic's Command, all of these together, this is 12 copies. 12 copies of ways actually like dig for our combo pieces. Actually so broken. Oh yeah, also we have a Null Drifter as well that can also draw you 2 cards. So a lot of ways to look for combo pieces, plus a lot of interactions. Ugin's Binding, Dismember, Consign, Cosmic's Command. We're looking at 8 copies of removals on the board, plus 2 copies of Counterspell against other Eldrazi's, or you can use the Consigned Memory to stifle the effects of the Caverns Consumed, or the Null Drifter. I don't know, the deck is just busted, in my opinion. Like I said, best of 3, I went like 18-4. So this is all good and all, right? And you want to craft this deck. But I think you should wait, because after the best of 3 qualifier, there is a good chance a lot of the Eldrazi cards could get hit, either through nerf bats or potential ban. They might not allow the Eldrazi Temple to be a thing anymore. Because Eldrazi Temple is an iconic card. WotC have stated that if it's an iconic card, they're not going to balance it. Usually, Wizards of the Coast balances cards that are new, in my opinion. So, good chance the Eldrazi Temple doesn't get touched and gets entirely banned from Historic format. I think there's a good chance of that happening. Outside of that, maybe the Ponder also gets banned because next week we're going to be getting Preordain. I think the Ponder being in this format is extremely powerful because it digs 4 cards deep. 4 combo decks like this, and even like Persist decks that want to look for, Persist or Life and Death, things like that. So if you already have all these, or have almost all of this, and you don't mind wasting wild cards, go right ahead. But I'm just warning you, after the qualifier is over, which is November 1st. So after November 1st, 2 days after that, November 4th, there could be ban announcement for the Eldrazi Temple, things like that. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.